Prima Media's Mining Weekly is speaking to Mike Fraser, the CEO of Chaarat Gold, a company that is quoted on the London Aim and which has operations in Armenia and Kyrgyz Republic. Mike, can you please give us some insight into Chaarat Gold and where you intend leading it as the new CEO?
I'm very excited to be joining Chaarat at this stage in its history. Chaarat has got a long history of attempting to develop its significant resources in its portfolio. Currently, there are 3 assets in the portfolio. We have one operating asset in Armenia, which is the polymetallic underground mine based at Kapan. And we have 2 significant development projects in the Kyrgyz Republic. One is the Tulkubush project, which is an oxide gold deposit. And then we have the Kizzletash sulfide resource. Chaarat has got nearly 10 million ounces of JORC-compliant resources, and we have a plan to take this business from around 60,000 ounces gold equivalent to around 450,000 gold equivalent within 5 years, if we can get these projects developed in the Kyrgyz Republic. We believe that this region is very prospective. It has not been well developed and has been very decentralized in terms of the development of projects in this region. We have a very good management team who is able to operate in these regions. And so I'm quite excited about the possibility with Chaarat to take it further in its development journey.
Can you tell us about Kapan's performance last year and what is being guided for this year?
So Kapan is a business which last year we exceeded our production guidance. Also with the support of prices, it had a 20% increase in EBITDA. And over the years that we've had it, it has significantly increased the operating performance. There are some cost pressures coming through. I think across the board in the industry, we're seeing some cost pressures, but also supported by fairly strong and stable commodity prices is going to help us to have a good year this year. We also have very significant mill capacity, so we are processing third-party ore so that we can try and fill the mine. But we're expecting another strong performance from Kapan this year.
And what have you achieved so far at Tulkubush, and what are its funding arrangements and key milestones?
So Tulkubush is a project. In May last year, we put out a bankable feasibility study. So a ready-to-go study was completed. And we then started the process around finalizing project financing for the project. Our plan was to kickstart the project in January this year. Unfortunately, at the same time, you would have read, and I know you reported on, the challenges in country where the Kyrgyz government took control of the Kuntor mine from Centerra Resources. That created quite a lot of anxiety, as you can appreciate, amongst the multilaterals as well as individual finances, and put our project a little bit back. But we know that is very close to resolution. You would have seen Centerra put out an announcement a few weeks back. Last week, Thursday, the Prime Minister of the Kyrgyz Republic came out and said that a resolution was imminent. And we think once that is completed, and we've had certainly good feedback from the multilaterals and from private investors that they would be willing to participate once that resolution has been made. So we believe that Tulkubush we're still ready to go. We are doing some early works. And as soon as that financing is in place, we'll accelerate it. At this stage, our first gold is anticipated in 2024, and that will be around 95,000 kilo ounces equivalent, which will be added to our production profile at that point.
And then Kizzletash, what's happening there?
So Kizzletash is a little bit behind Tulkubush. It was always sequenced to be the next development project. This is a very significant project. It's got well over 5 million ounces of contained gold with an expected production profile of around 300,000 ounces. An initial feasibility study was completed around 4 or 5 years ago. We're in the process of updating that. We have recently sent samples for testing because one of the choices we've got is the most appropriate processing route. And there's a number of choices that we have, and we should have that metallurgical study completed by mid-year. That will enable us to complete the feasibility study. And then once Tulkubush is built, pending financing, we can get that project underway. But that will be a very significant addition to the portfolio.
And what is it like operating in Kyrgyz Republic and Chaarat's relationship with the government there? Could you summarize that?
Yeah, so we have an exceptionally good working relationship with the government. And certainly the government has been very supportive of our efforts. As you can appreciate, working and in the mining industry, and I was sharing that with our team this morning, every jurisdiction is tough. Mining is a tough business. And I would say that there's no difference to working in the Kyrgyz Republic to many of the other jurisdictions I've worked on. And what is important is that you build that trust and you deliver on your commitments. And certainly we think that the Centerra case is very isolated, and we don't see necessarily a knock-on risk to our projects. And it has been a very complicated issue for many years within the Kyrgyz Republic. So without making judgments on that particular case, certainly in our experience, we find it a very supportive of foreign investment and a country that wants to move forward and take the opportunity that its rich resources can provide for the upliftment of the communities. And for that, we find ourselves violently in agreement with the government.
And to close, Mike, could you just outline the value drivers of Chaarat Gold?
I think there's a couple of really key catalysts for us, Martin. I think, first and foremost, we've got to continue to run Kapan for value. I think prices are supportive, and there are opportunities to continue to maximize the value out of that operation. So that's kind of the first thing. And again, it really defines the operating credentials of the business. The second big catalyst is the project financing for Tulkubush. As soon as we get that in place, we believe that will be a material catalyst for us. And then delivering the gold that will come out of Tulkubush. And then the third one is the completion of the feasibility study for Kizzletash. Again, that's a very material project and will be a long life anchor for Chaarat. And then I think we will continue to look at opportunities in the M&A space to see where there are opportunities to grow potentially through mergers or acquisitions. But again, that is not something you necessarily plan for. But if those opportunities come, we will certainly be open to that, because we believe that this industry is ripe for further consolidation down the value chain. But what we will do is focus on the things that matter to us, that are in our control. And we believe those will be significantly valuating and accretive for our shareholders.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Mike Fraser, the CEO of Chaarat Gold, a company that is quoted on the London Aim.